Yes, people, we are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Another edition of the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A, where I answer sporting questions from the chat, people. So get your questions in. Obviously, one of the main topics is that both Manchester United and Arsenal are both in for Victor Gyökeres. His agents, according to reports, met Arsenal. His agents met Arsenal representatives yesterday. Reports coming out that his representatives met Manchester United representatives today. So we'll be discussing that. And of course, the meltdown from Liverpool fans as Trent makes not his move official, but speaks for the first time since becoming a Real Madrid player. And he's over there speaking fluent Spanish. Like he's been working on it for, hey, salute to Trent, man. I rate that. Shout out to all the bilingual dons out there. Everybody who can speak multiple languages, shouts to you. I can only speak English and fluent in sarcasm. That is it. So if you can speak English and another language or another two, whether that's Spanish, whether that's Portuguese, French, German, Italian, whatever the case may be. So we'll be discussing those two things mainly, both Manchester United and Arsenal in for Gyökeres, and also Trent's move to Real Madrid and the Liverpool fans, more so the Liverpool fans being irate. And are they right to be irate? Are Liverpool fans correct? I actually don't think he did too much wrong, to be honest. Apart from telling the Liverpool fans that he was going to stay and it means more, and this celebration that he did as well. Bellingham did that too. Aside from that, like I've said before, I mainly blame the club to let a player of that caliber walk out the door for free. That's on the football club at the end of the day. But like I said, you lot get your questions in. This is a solo sports Q&A. Members, your question takes priority like a super chat. So if you're a member of the channel, I'll star your question and I'll get to it. Same way, if you're kind enough to super chat, I'll get to your question also. So if you see me going to the same names, I'm not ignoring anybody. But before I do get to the comments, make sure you run up the likes. When you enter the city of sarcasm, hit the like button on the video, pay the tax. So important you do that. Hit that like button. Make sure you share this out across all of the socials as well. And that's me, Flawless, at Sarcasm City TV. You see it on the screen, people. At Sarcasm City TV, Twitter, Instagram. Follow, retweet, like, share. Same with that. That's me, Flawless. And just as important, make sure you subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV. Hit the notification bell as well. And also go subscribe to the Clips channel, Sarcasm City TV Clips. We're literally 9 away from 200. So we're 9 away from 200 subscribers. Links underneath in the description. But you know what? Let me add it to the title. Should have done that from the start. But I'm about to do it now, people. I'm about to do it now. So refresh your screens and subscribe to the Clips channel, people. Sarcasm City TV Clips on YouTube. Let's see what everyone's saying in there. Big up to Daz, AJB. Big up my nephew in the chat as well. Sham, big up to you. Ryan, Ak, also in the chat. Sani, big up as well. Rasta Socks, big up to you also. Let's see what you lot are saying in the chat. I don't know why it's done that, where I've dragged it. Hey, big up to Jez every single time as well. To Dazu says, I thought Sesko was going Arsenal. They've been linked to both. It seems that they're looking at both. So there's no reason they can't sign 2 strikers. There isn't. Let's see what else you lot are saying. Let me get to the questions. Let me go. Question, please, Flawless. Who do you believe is more likely to get Victor Gyökeres out of the 2 clubs? I'd say Manchester United. And the main reason why is Amorim. If Amorim was at Arsenal, I'd lean more towards Arsenal. So that's what I would say. I'd say more so, because I think both Manchester United and Arsenal will put the money up that Sporting want. And I also think they'll pay him the wages because he's not on big money. So I don't think either of those two are major factors. Of course, United need to sell to raise that money, but we got plenty of players to sell. I think Arsenal will also pay the money also. So I think Amorim will probably be the deciding factor in the 2, I'd say. That's just me, though. That is just me. I didn't see this. You've seen Sporting increase their asking price to 100 million euros, which is 80 million pounds. Is that right? 100 million euros, 80 million. Let me double check that. Am I right in saying so? Pound in euros. Wait. 100 million euros I'm looking at. 1 second. in pounds. Yeah, 85 million. So I was roundabout right. Yeah, makes sense. That definitely makes sense. Appreciate it, Jez. Just drop it in the chat, Jez. Big up to Gamer TV, says big up Flawless when you visit in South Africa, bruv. I need to get out to the motherland, man. I do want to visit Africa. Never been, so definitely. And South Africa is definitely one of the countries I would love to visit over there. I just don't know when. I got so Gamer TV. I got so much work to get through. I got so many places to visit as well. Tell someone, shout me out there. You see one of them brands? Tell one of the brands out there, shout me. That's what they need to do. Tell one of the brands out there, shout me. Or one of the brands over here, give me a brand deal to get me out to South Africa. But big up, man. And shout out to Big Six, because they out there doing big things as well. Sai here says, breaking news. Arsenal have submitted their first official bid for Victor GYOKERES, 55 million euros plus 10 million euros in add-ons. The offer was made during a meeting yesterday. Sporting are expected to reject it. That source is at record_Portugal. So I'm not sure. Tabishu says, big up Flawless, still can't believe you rate Benzema over Suarez. Like I said to months at the time, and like I've said previously, technically Suarez, yes. Physically, mental attributes, Benzema. That's what it is. But Suarez is a bad boy, yes. But I know who I'm taking. People always want to talk leadership until it comes to attackers. We'll love that. Talk about leadership and being able to help your teammates get over the top and and that until it comes to attackers. So, all right. Fairs. Let's see what else is going on. Jez says, tense situation between Victor GYOKERES and Sporting. Despite previous pact for exit worth fee around 65 million euros with add-ons, Sporting president insists on higher fee price, still under 100 million euro clause, but not the 65 million euros now. GYOKERES described as furious. I did see this yesterday. And that's from Fabrizio Romano. Yeah, so it's under 100, it's 100 million euros. What are you saying? Like 85 million pounds. So 85 million. So you could probably get him, I'd say. If it was initially supposed to be what? 65 million euros, which is like 50 million pounds, and they're looking at like 80, you could probably get him for like 65, 70. I think somewhere in the middle is where the deal could be done. That's what I'd say about that. I think somewhere in the middle. To Ryan, who says, Verts or Turkey, Cunha. Let's see what else you lot are saying in the chat as well. Gamer TV, I did see this actually. This did surprise me. I'm not going to lie. Manchester United have continued conversations with Victor Osimhen's camp. Sources insist he would already be in Saudi Arabia if money was the most important thing to him. That's at Graham Bailey. Osimhen just trying to get the biggest bag possible. That's what he is. I think it's a wait and see thing with him. He's got 1 year left on his deal at Napoli. To me, you go get him on loan. That's what it is. Or you offer Napoli a little bit and say, take this, or we'll just chat to him for a free in a year. That's what I'd say. To Ben, who says, big up all. And in regards to Xerxes, that's his business. When I'm talking about Xerxes and the girl who was dancing on him, hey, that's his, let Xerxes do his business. I ain't first like, I understand why it's news because it's the summer window, but I was just like, all right, cool. Sure, Xerxes, do your thing. That's where I was at with it. That's it. Where I was at with it. Bear with me, people, 1 second. There we go. Boom. Hey, big up to everyone tapped in as well. Continue to run up the likes. There's over 50 of you lot in the building. How many likes are we on? Only on 19. That's terrible. Let's get us up to 40 likes, people. Let's get 40 likes, people. Make sure you do so. He did reject Chelsea, Victor Osimhen. I don't know what Osimhen's motive is. I think it's just get as much money as possible. I think that's what it is. To me, because he doesn't seem to be in a rush to go anywhere. So that's what I'd say. There we are. Let's see. Another question, Flawless. After losing Thomas Frank and most likely a Bremo as well, do you think Brentford could actually go down next season? No, because I still think they have enough. With Visa, with the other players, it's obviously very dependent on the next manager they get. But even if the manager's average, they'll be all right. They have enough defensively, enough offensively to where they'll stay in the league. Of course, if their team's ripped apart and they don't replace well, that's a whole different conversation. Whole different conversation. Yeah, hey, the Osherman news, the GYOKERES news. I'm just glad that Manchester United are in for one of these victors, man. You know what I'm saying? Run me Victor Osherman or Victor GYOKERES. Because the only Victor we got out here on Sarcasm City is Kajero. You know what I'm saying? Talk about short end of the straw. Talk about the short straw, sorry, people. Short end of the stick, I should say. Let's see what else you are saying. Yeah, of course. Like he's below an average manager, Scott Parker. He is. Man, I'd structure Osherman's contract for 200K a week and a bonus for scoring over 10 goals and assists, which will reach easily to make 250K, which man wants essentially. I say this all the time. Just because a player has a starting price, that's why you go in there and negotiate. A player's job and the agent's job for his client is to get as much money from the football club as possible, whether that's Manchester United, whether that's Napoli, whether that's a team in Saudi. And then on the flip side, the club's aim and their plan is to get a player for as cheap as possible. So I've said this, incentivize. If he wants, let's say it is 300K a week. Okay, you offer him a base to me of 200K a week, but then in his incentives get him 400K a week or 350K a week or 450K a week. You add in goals scored. You can add goals scored in the league, goals scored in cup competitions, assists, appearances, team wins, team accolades, etc. There's so many. If you're as good as you say you are, you'll hit these targets. If you're as good as you say you are, you will hit these targets and you will get the 400K a week or 350K a week in terms of bonuses. Go in there and negotiate. So you're paid big money to do. The people who are negotiating for Manchester United, you are paid big money to go in and do tough deals. That's what I'd say. And to Nephew says, I'm seeing out Nassau want to send Durant on loan. That's something I would look at as well. Durant on loan, if they're paying his wages, I'm with it. We don't need to be paying any of his wages. But if they say, hey, we're going to pay 100% of his wages and you get Durant, I'm not sure when I don't know when the Saudi season starts and ends, but if we get him for 6 months, I would take Durant at Manchester United alone. Why not? Alone. Maybe we got to make sense. I would actually do that with Osherman and put in an option to buy because he has 1 year left on his deal and Napoli don't have an option to extend. So you can talk to him in free in January. When you're the A side, you have to move as such. Say this all the time when you're the A side in negotiations. Big up Godfrey as well, man. Hope you're blessed. Hope you're blessed. See what else you lot are saying also. And someone asked me about Ekatike. I don't know about him. I'm not going to lie, son. So I can't comment. I've not watched him. So I can't go, okay, he's very, very good, or I don't rate him or not. Hear a lot of things about him, but I've not watched him to comment. And I've not done any research on him. It's not like a GYOKERES where I've actually got out of my way and done so. I've watched him a few times, but I've actually got out of my way to do my own research on him. Only a little bit. I don't do anything too strenuous I don't do strenuous research regardless, unless I'm a fan of the player already. And then once the player gets here, I judge him while he's here. I don't care what you did previously. What do you do in a Manchester United shirt? That's what I would say. Let's see what else you are saying. Do they want to loan directly to United? I'm not sure about Durant. I'm not sure what the information is surrounding him. But yeah. You know, Osherman is the problem when Saudi can't afford him. I don't think Saudi can't afford Osherman. I don't think it's a money thing. I don't think it's that. I just think, like I said, he's just trying to get all the money you can. So negotiate. You're in a position of power. You got multiple teams out here in Europe looking for a striker. You're one of the top names on the list. That's what it is. Now, apparently his mental ain't there, which is affecting his football, so they want to loan him. I'd go loan him. I believe Durant on loan is the best move for United, gives him another season to look for a 9. To me, makes all the sense in the world. I'll go one further. Even if Manchester United sign GYOKERES, I'd still go get Durant on loan. Go and get both. Why not? Same way I've spoken about Osherman on loan. Go and get both. Why not? It makes all the sense in the world. If another top team did that, we'd hail them. If Real Madrid were looking for a striker and they went and signed GYOKERES and then got Osherman on loan, or signed Osherman and then got Duran on loan, we'd all praise it. So I'd say. Flawless is next season will be the strongest. Who's ever ask me this again, Si. Ask me this again. I think I'm gauging what you're saying, but I don't want to get it wrong. Basically, we just got to hope Liverpool don't make enough sales to go get GYOKERES. Everyone talking about Arsenal and United, and they're actually the biggest threat. If we don't, I ain't worried about it. Maybe that's just me. I don't worry about losing out on players. Unless it's a player I'm solely sold on, which is rare as players. Like I'm like, yo, I really, really, really want this player, and I don't think there's anyone close to. I'm like, all right, cool. Like I wanted Delap. We missed out on Delap. Like, all right, it's disappointing. We move. I don't get hung up on missing players. Let's say GYOKERES does go Arsenal, or he does go Liverpool, or he stays at Sporting, or he goes elsewhere. I'm not really too fussed. And I want GYOKERES at United. Same way I'm a fan of Osherman, but go and do business elsewhere. The club still have to go and do business. That's how I look at it. Go do business. What if we get Amadou Onana? We need a similar profile next to Bruno. That's the type of, we can't get Onana, but that's the type of profile I want. But it's all been quiet on that front. Also, fully agree. Loan Duran anyway, if that's an option, depending on the wages, or pull a Serie A, make him pay half. Make them pay 100%. What's he on over there? Is it like 300K a week or something astronomical? You want to get rid of him. Therefore, we're going to offer him, you and him, a way out, but we're the A side in negotiation. All right, you don't want to pay all his wages, you lot keeping him and have an unhappy player. Or we'll take him and you pay all the wages. That's what you should do. That's what you should do. Yeah, definitely, Si. Flawless, you think next season will be the strongest in recent years? I'm genuinely, as a football fan, looking forward to the season. Genuinely looking forward to the season with all the business everyone's doing. Watch-alongs are going to be good. They're going to be good watches. And I do a lot of watch-alongs anyway. I'll probably even do a couple more, to be honest. Yes, Club World Cup, not just the Jazz. I will be doing Club World Cup watch-alongs throughout the tournament over on the playback. The odd one might be here on the YouTube, but all on the playback, people. Steve will be holding down a lot. He'll probably end up doing more than me. But yes, just keep a lookout on the schedule. Keep a lookout on the community page here on the YouTube. And I'll tell you a lot on live streams as well. But like the opening game I'll be doing, I'm literally just waiting on the thumbnail. So that's what I have to do. You also think Arsenal using GYOKERES as a smokescreen, Flawless? Smokescreen for who? No, I think they're genuinely interested. I think it's genuine interest. So I'd say. Question, please, Flawless. Do you think any chance we actually buy Garnacho off you? Yeah, because it's genuine interest. You lot tried to sign him in January. His agent was at Stamford Bridge this season. Reports have come out saying he wants to stay in the Premier League. You lot have the money to buy him as well, and are looking at our left winger. So I think there is a chance. We just got to lower our price. All this 60, 70 million for Garnacho is absolute nonsense. Get the 40 million and keep it stepping. You get 40 million for him, you get 8, you get 40 for Rashford, and you get 20 for Anthony. That's 100 million. That is phenomenal business. And the first two I mentioned are pure profit for PSR because they came through the academy. And that's excluding, that's not even including Sancho. That's not even including Malacia. That's not including Onana. You can add those to the list too. Like, we could easily raise 150, 160 million and just reinvest that. But hey, it's on United. Which midfielder do you prefer to come to United? In an ideal world, like, Balib's the one I want, but I don't want to pay that price for him, so I'll go get a Baliba type. But Baliba would work. That's why we should have sold Bruno, and you could have spent big bread on Baliba. But go get a Baliba. I want two central midfielders. I want a Baliba type, someone who's powerful, workhorse, strong, strength, can get through the defensive work, and I also want a controller, someone who's press resistant but technically excellent and has great short-range passing, great long-range passing, can play through the lines, can play over the top, left, right, central, both feet. But will we get that? Probably not. Probably not. Yeah, I probably will be doing Ballers League. I need to actually put the thumbnail together. Yeah, Ballers League watch along on the playback, people. When I end this, I will be. Let's see what else. Who am I backing to win the Club World Cup? Just anyone by the English sides. As long as one of the English sides don't win it, I'm happy. Why do you think United haven't focused on a midfielder, and would you take Paulino? I think we will get a midfielder. I think we're just more focused on the attack currently. But I think we will sign a central midfielder. I prefer it to be 2, like I just mentioned. We don't need a Paulino type. You don't need a Paulino type. And I rate Paulino. I would have took him at the time from Fulham. But like I said, I just mentioned the 2 profiles that I want. Paulino don't really fit either of them. So let's see what else you lot are saying in the chat. Would I want a Busquets profile? Yeah, but a mobile Busquets. Actually, no, I don't want a Busquets profile. I tell a lie. No, I don't want a Busquets. No. And I rate obviously I rate Busquets, but I don't want that profile. No. The definite rule says wing backs are a priority. No, I want to concentrate on the spine of the team. For the time being, for the season, if our wing backs are Ahmad, Dalot, Dorgu, Amas, cool. That's our 4 for this season only. Commit, yes. And then next season, that's when I go and invest. Of course, we've been linked to Estampinian. If you can go get Estampinian, cool. But to me, spine. Need a note. And Buemo, striker, GYOKERES, Oshiman, whoever that striker is, central midfielder to play alongside Bruno, goalkeeper. Then your spine is sorted. And then we can actually win some games. That's what I go with. Caicedo profile. Yeah. Because Caicedo's, like I said, powerful workhorse. He's more of the believer type. Absolutely. Yes. That's why I said powerful, workhorse, strength, can carry the ball, etc., etc. And then a midfielder, a more technically sound midfielder who on the ball and is a controller. That's the key. Control the tempo of football matches. Short range passes, long range passes, and all variables. So can play the ball through the lines, can switch play, can go from right to left, left to right, can go central, etc. Is comfortable on the ball anywhere on the pitch, his own 6-yard box, the edge of his own area, in the left back spot, in the right back spot, in the 6, in the 8, comfortable all over the pitch, like Vitinha. Vitinha's exactly like that. Not Vitinha, of course, because he's not available, but that profile can control a game. Can control a game. That's what we need, man. We need a tempo cell. You can just, all right, calm down. I'm going to run the show. That's what I say. Flawless, what is your best and worst match you watched this season? Best match was the City derby because I was there. Manchester derby. Worst match. Even though at the time I was pissed about it, but it's absolute blessing that it happened. The Europa League final. The most pissed off, you can tell by my match reaction, was the Europa League final. However, if I could change that result, I wouldn't, which is crazy. Because I'm trophies galore, but I wouldn't. I don't think all of this is happening at Manchester United and you don't get all these rumors of players leaving and us trying to absolutely like redo the attack if we win that. So, but yeah, worst Europa League final. What's this? Okay. Manchester United have now officially entered the race for Hugo Ekitike. Manchester United made contact with Frankfurt within the last 48 hours, expressed concrete interest, and gathered all relevant information. Liverpool and Chelsea remain in the race, and now Manchester United are in as well. Price tag 100 million. 100 million euros. And that's from Atletico. All right, first, maybe I'll have to start doing some research on him. And Jesus said this. I stand by what I said to Liverpool and Chelsea fans. Ekitike needs another year in Germany. See, that don't fill me with hope. That don't fill me with hope. And someone mentioned as well in the chat, because the chat moving fast, about Morgan Rogers. Anyone who's watched me for any significant amount of time know that's one of my favorite players to watch. But Morgan Rogers is a final third player. We don't need final third players in the pivot. And I'm a big fan. A lot of Villa players, period. That's why I watched a lot of Aston Villa, even before Rashford went there. Amadou Onana was a big fan of his before he went to Everton. I like Kamara, Tielemans, Rodgers, Rashford. He was good to watch there. I'm a fan of Emi Martinez as well. Watkins. I also like the manager, and they play a good brand of football too. Super entertaining to watch. The Mambu says, how about Hayden Hackney or Lamine Kamara? Not watched either of them like that. I don't know who Hayden Hackney is. Lamine Kamara is the Senegalese player. Jez had mentioned him to me as a Kaneki before the AFCON, but I've not watched him like that. Is this United giving up on Gyökeres? I take it all with a pinch of salt. He said this season, Sham, but in regards to was the 7, I've said it before at the time, the 7-0 wasn't the worst game I've watched as a Manchester United fan. It was terrible for banter purposes, yes. Also as a content creator, yes. However, on the flip side, I've seen my team lose Champions League finals, Champions League semi-finals, quarterfinals, etc. The 4-1 when Liverpool beat us at Old Trafford was worse, because I thought that could have swayed the title in their way, and it almost did. They ran as close that year. So I'd say, let's see. What's this? I give 170 million pounds for Morgan Rogers and Ollie Hopkins right now. Interested? Once they have 170, it depends who you're looking at. But I wouldn't pay. I wouldn't go get Rogers or Watkins for Manchester United, and that's not because I don't rate them too. Like I said, I've just spoke very, very highly of Morgan Rogers, but he's not exactly what we need now. Now, if we went to get Bremo and Rogers is available, that's a whole different conversation. But since we just signed Cunha and Bremo's should be on his way, we don't need a Rogers currently. But Rogers is cold. Big up Manrick as well. Big up. Let's see what else you lot are saying. Yo, run up the likes, man. Over 60 of you lot in here. We're only at 36 likes. Why are we slow on the likes? Like check 1 2 1 2. Like check 1 2 1 2. Not mic check. Like check. You know what I'm saying? Like check 1 2 1 2. Run up the likes. And to nephew says Rogers would be 80 million plus some. When they're talking 80 million pounds for Gyökeres, Ekitike, it's the price of the market, to be honest. Go get Duran on loan and you go sign Rogers for AEMs. If Bremo's not here. None of that is going to happen. I'm just throwing stuff out there because I actually think the Bremo deal gets done. Gyökeres is the one that is more 50-50. And Jez is saying Ekitike is not crap. First, like I said, I've not watched it, so I don't know. I can't comment. Like show 50, man. We're at 39. Girls up to 50 likes. And continue to get questions in. It can be on Ekitike. It can be on Gyökeres. It might be Osherman. It may be something else. Absolutely fine. It may be Trent, Madrid. Floor's yours, people, because you got United looking for a striker. You got Chelsea looking for a striker. You got Liverpool looking for a striker. So anyone else? Yeah, you got United, you got Arsenal, you got Chelsea, you got Liverpool. So you got 4 of the big 6 all looking for a 9. The market is so ass with the money, but it's so much value in the market. Big clubs are so lazy. I do agree with this, Jess. I've said this before, that big clubs are extremely lazy when it comes to finding talent. That's why I never believe there's no value in the market. No, you're just not looking hard enough. You're not looking for a wife. That's not it. If you're looking for a wife, that's extremely tough. You're trying to find a partner, that is tough. You're trying to find a striker who can do well for your football club, that is tough. I keep stating this. Gyökeres was here. And when I say Gyökeres was here, Gyökeres was in England, people. He was in England. He was in the championship at Coventry. And how come Sporting Lisbon spotted him? I'm looking at my scouts. How did Sporting, and it's not even like Sporting are a small side in Portugal. They're one of the biggest sides in Portugal. Sporting Lisbon. Multiple Portuguese titles, multiple Portuguese FA Cups or their version of it. I believe they've been successful in Europe as well. I'm not 110% sure. They spotted him. It weren't Braga. It weren't Boa Vista. It wasn't a team. It wasn't like a team on the come up or a mid-table team or a team battling relegation. That one of the biggest clubs in Portugal went and found him. Well, how come my scouts couldn't? And he was there, 2 years? Why could you not spot him? What is going on? I'm looking at my recruitment team sideways. 110%. That they can spot him, but you can't. And now we are going to pay 80, 90 million for him. Like, what is going on? Look at it. So he was in the championship 2 years. Shit, I didn't know he was at Brighton. Martin. Obviously, he didn't play. Did he go out on loan? How come he was at Brighton and just didn't play? Does anyone know why? Oh, I see he went out on loan 2 seasons. But 17-18 and 18-19, he barely played. But yeah, he went out on loan the last 2 seasons. But yeah, he's at Swansea. That Coventry. Like, what are we doing? So he was here for a long enough period of time. Yeah. All right. But there's no talent in the market. And big up to Sham says the way Trent fluently spoke Spanish, he's been taking classes for a while now and not a couple of months, as he stated. Oh, yeah, that move's been on the card for a long, long period. That move's been on the horizon for a long, long time. He was fluent in Spanish. Hey, like I said at the top of the show, salute to Trent. Salute to my bilingual dons, man. That's what it is. And to Liverpool fans who are upset, I get it. My only thing is with Trent, I say this. Why? Yeah, it makes no difference. I was saying, why did you should have just been open and not even been open and honest, just didn't say anything. Why did he talk about his meaning more? Why did he talk or look like he might stay? Why did he do the celebration with the talking? Just say nothing. Just say nothing. That's like, what's going on? But that's on him. But I also blame the board. Because to me, if I'm running a football club, I am not letting my valuable asset start a season with 2 years left on his deal. You either sign the deal or I'm selling you now. Simple as that. There's no way in hell that he should have started a season with 24 months left on his contract. And then on top of that, there's no way he should have went into a season with 12 months left on his contract. And you're kicking ball. Nah, I'm selling you. Talking about, we offered him deals and he didn't want to sign and he tricked us. He didn't know. He made it crystal clear he wasn't gonna stay. Crystal clear. He made it crystal clear he wasn't gonna stay. Why wouldn't I sell you? That's on the board. But then again, maybe the board looked at it and went, okay, you'll win us a couple major honors before you leave and we'll take that. We'll win a Premier League. And that's what that is, and we'll just lose out. But I'm not losing a valuable asset like that. But that's just me. Yeah, I seen this game on TV. Yeah, United have officially entered the race. Sorry for Hugo Ekitike. Contacting Frankfurt in the last 48 hours to express interest and gather information. Well, everyone knows we're in for multiple strikers, which is good. We've been linked to GYOKERES. We've been linked to Osherman. We've been linked to Ekitike. If we run me any of the victors, because the only victor we got around here is Kajero. So, I'd even trade Kajero. I'll throw him in there, man. We got, shout out to Jez, man. We got the wrong Nigerian. Run me the one called Osherman, man. We'll trade you Kajero for Osherman. And then, so whether it's Victor GYOKERES, Victor Osherman, Hugo Ekitike, I'm cool with that because we need 2 strikers. This is why I wanted Delap. My problem with Ekitike is the price. Hell of a lot. But I do like the fact we are looking at strikers, yes. We move. What else you lot saying? Exactly that side. Flawless, you can find a girl for a one-night stand, but a long-term relationship, it takes time. People act like finding players is a long-term relationship. Finding a wife is tough. That is extremely tough. If you genuinely want to be happy. Well, finding a striker. No. And there's thousands of strikers playing their trade all across the globe. All across the globe. Hey, big up my guy Charlie, man. Big up every single time, man. I hope you're blessed. Hope you're blessed, Charlie. Hope you're good. Flawless question, please, brother. What do you make of some of my fan base offering Real Madrid Saliba for Rodrigo? Yeah, that's terrible. You want to keep Saliba and try and sign Rodrigo, or you just because you need a left winger. Do I believe you sign Rodrigo? No, but you need a left winger. Yes, go sign one. Trent said in an interview that Madrid are our rivals. Then he goes and signs for them. And yet people say he isn't joining a rival. Trent legit said himself, Madrid are our rivals. You can say that. I don't think they're your rivals. Just because you lot have competed for a Champions League a couple times, I don't see them as rivals. I don't see them as your rivals. Nah. Well, Barcelona, Manchester United's rivals when we played them 3 or 4 years or whatever it was. No, or like back in the early 90s, late 90s, early 2000 when we played Juventus repeatedly. Were they our rivals? Nah. If we weren't in a title race in January, the club would have accepted the 20 million bid from Madrid, but they kept him to win the title, so that decision is validated. So therefore, people can't have an issue with it because he should have never have got to that point. Why Trent is playing with 12 months left is ridiculous. It's terrible business. To lose a player of that caliber on a free is terrible business, in my opinion. But you see that own. Flawless, what do you think of Strand Larson? Him and Cunha run smoke together at Wolves and he can finish. Would be cheap as hell. 2 for a prem-proven striker. I ain't gonna lie, Strand Larson don't move me, you know. I'll see anything with Strand Larson now. I'm like, yeah. Bring him to the football club when I've watched him. Nothing. Absolute nothing. I'm not gonna lie. What's his numbers? He probably put up decent numbers, which he did. 14 and 35 is very, very good. He got 13 and 37 in La Liga with Celta. And then before that, not too much. 4 and 32 is poor. Eredivisie he did all right, but nah. I ain't really trying to. For what they'd want for him, I don't think he's worth it. We just took Cunha. They're probably going to want 50 million for him. I don't think he's worth 50 million. That's just me, though. And if he was a backup striker, yeah. If he was the Delap price, I'd hear it. If it was 30 million for Strand Larson, I'd be all over that. All over that. 110% all over that. But hey, that's just me. Yeah, that's Trent. And Trent went to Madrid. He took the best possible option. Madrid is a better proposition than Liverpool Football Club. He took the better option. If I'm him, I would have advised him to do the same thing. Go to Real Madrid. You're in a better scenario, in a better situation. Go Madrid. And even if it fails, you could go elsewhere. That's just me, though. Morgan Rogers is 10, Cunha and the 9 could work, of course. I don't think we signed in Morgan Rogers. Right, Charlie says, I like Thomas Frank and feel sorry for him that he's walking into my club. Damn. Yeah, very few players turned down Madrid. Very, very few players. He's gone on to a better life, man. We'll all be there next season, Real Madrid, Liverpool in the Champions League, whether it's the league phase or it's the knockout stage. That Trent winner at Anfield is gonna hit like crack. I can't wait. Flawless Spurs getting Frank. What is your expectations? For next season for Spurs. It depends on who they bring in. What are they constructed like? That's what it is. What are they constructed like? Because if they're constructed like this, not much. Not much. You can outrate the team, but hey, what do you mean? I wouldn't pay more than 35 million for Strand Larson either. I'd bring him as backup. Yeah, Josu, that's where I'm at. Backup is cool. But they wouldn't want backup money. This is why I wanted Delap, because as a rotational player for that price, for his ability, been in the league already, that's why I wanted him. But Delap's not the only option. That's my problem with Ekatike. That's my big problem with Ekatike. It's not even him as a profile. It's the money. They're talking 100 million, talking 100 million euros. They're like 85 million pounds. You better be, if you're not the finished article, like, all right, prolific. I don't know what Ekatike's done to warrant that price. I have no idea. How old is he? 22 years old. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and his numbers ain't impressive. So he better be a hell of a footballer. This is his first standout season in terms of goals. Yeah, stay away from him for that price. You say it's Frankfurt. You right, Just. Yeah, you right. But yeah, stay away from him for that price. I'm sorry, them numbers ain't it. You got to be putting up better numbers than that. Like, for me to go, all right, yeah, go get him. Yeah, for me, like, you got, like, look at GYOKERES' numbers and look at his numbers. Like, I understand the GYOKERES price. I get it. Man scored more goals than he's had games. Ekitike has had literally 2 seasons where he's got double figures. And one of them was 21-22 for Reims. I only got 4 goals in 14 games last year. Like, what we do, yeah. Been out on loan and stuff. All right. Yeah. Stay away from Ekitike for that price. If it was cheap, I'd hear it. It was like 30 million, I'd hear it. Yeah, we did miss out. Josu, I agree. We did miss out on the lap where we move. Do I rate? Say this again. Then be sure, say that again. And I'll answer it. Mamouche left mid-season and still ended season in the Bundesliga team in the season. Did he not get more GNA than Wirtz as well, even though he left halfway through? Am I correct in saying that? I did see that on socials. What do you know about that Hugo Larsson midfielder from Frankfurt? Nothing, Godfrey. Bundesliga players, I don't know nothing about because I don't watch the league at all. I don't watch the league. The only other leagues I watch like that is La Liga. That's it. That's another league like I watch regularly. But other than that, I ain't watching other leagues like that. So unless the players in Europe where I get to watch them, that's it. Ryan, you ain't got to defend. You ain't got to defend Wirtz, man. Wirtz is a baller. Why you got to defend it? I just asked the question. By the way, what are your expectations for Wirtz next season? He's got to deliver in regards to not only individually, he got to be a great foil for his teammates. Got to put up the numbers, got to get goals, got to get assists, but then he also has to pass the eye test and be great for the team and also win. Got to help the team win. And not necessarily just win this season. Like, let's say City win the Premier League and Liverpool don't win the Champions League, but you're a record fee. So therefore, we need record things from you. So the next 3 years, you got to pick up one of the 2 majors. You got to help deliver a Premier League or a Champions League, both actually, over a 3-year period. You got to deliver 2 out of 3 years. You're a record fee. You have to deliver. Have to. That's what I'd say. Never heard of him. Hato, never heard of him, Habisha. No, hey, to you lot in the chat, no point asking me about players from Germany or Netherlands or Portugal or anything like that. Unless they've been in Europe like a GYOKERES or they've been spoken about heavily like a GYOKERES or Osherman and I've gone out my way to watch them. If they don't have a high profile, I'm not going to know about them. So I have no idea. But of course, I know about a Wirtz and a GYOKERES and a Osherman, but I don't know about Ekitike, for example, or Hato, who man have mentioned. No, or even a Stiller. Heard good things about Stiller, but no. Hey, big ol' YG, hope you're blessed, man. Hope you're blessed. Hope you're good. Hope you're good, Young Chi. It might not be his fault, but I'm side-eyeing Mbappe if Madrid don't win the league or Champions League next season. And rightfully so. You got to come back on a vengeance tour. You left, and your former club is now the best team in Europe and won a treble without you. If that doesn't light a fire underneath you to absolutely go mental next season in terms of numbers, performances, and delivering from your football club, nothing will. That's the Michael Jordan. I took it personal. I'm not saying he has to deliver a treble, but that is the way to go win a double. Go win Real Madrid, La Liga, and the Champions League, and you're the star guy. And not only do you get phenomenal numbers, you also put in phenomenal performances. Like, hey, don't forget about me. I'm still Kylian Mbappe. And then on top of that, you know what you do? Go win the World Cup too. That's what you do. You really want your get back and to get your name back. Go deliver for Real Madrid and then go deliver for France in the World Cup. And you're in one of the better sides as well with Dembele, with Desiree Doué there. You got some quality players around you. Elise's there as well. Cherky's there. You got plenty of attacking talent. All right, Deschamps isn't the best, but still got Chouameni, Camavinga. Claire Fontaine's always producing players at a ridiculous rate. So chances are in halfway through the season, there'll be a new French player. There'll be a new, and we're like, who's he? And it's like, oh, he's French, Claire Fontaine, and he's a baller. You already know about Mignon in goal. You've got Saliba. You've got Kanate. So you got players there. You got players there. The Primary says, Flawless, did you watch England versus Senegal? Thoughts on the games? I didn't watch it, no. I don't watch England outside. I'm not going to lie. I don't watch England outside of major tournaments. I don't watch outside of World Cup, Euros, might catch the odd Nations League game, have it on in the background, and I'm not watching England. And I don't know what Tuchel's on. Rice and Gallagher in the pivot. Walker and as the foot. Walker, Kyle Walker. Yeah. I'm cool on that. JB says basically Flawless Hatter was like another Timber, but he's not ready for the move, in my opinion. All right, first. Mbappe for his first season did good. It's the team that let him down. He did good, yes, in terms of individual numbers, but he didn't deliver on the biggest stages. He flopped. Arsenal, he was poor in both those games and had chances in both those games. Didn't perform. In La Liga, in particular El Clasicos, poor. If he performs in them El Clasicos, maybe they win La Liga. Also, did they not beat him? The Copa del Rey. Was the Copa del? Yeah, we watched it. The Copa del Rey final. He actually, you know what? He actually played well in the Copa del Rey final that they lost. He actually did play well in that, but you didn't do enough. So I'm not hearing the team let him down. Because I've watched you win things in teams that are not as good as that one, or deemed as good as that one. We know what the expectation is. You're Kylian Mbappe. No excuses. And I watched you underperform in major games. I watched, I think, all bar one El Clasico. I watched you against Arsenal twice. Even before that, actually. When they played, who did they knock out? Atletico Madrid. He didn't play well in that either. And then they played City before that. He played well. He did play well in the home leg, the one at the Bernabeu. But even away from home, you weren't great. You got to turn up in big moments. So one thing we praise Yamal about is that Yamal, more often than not, club or country, turns up in big moments. Like, if you're going to lose, you have to lose. Like, see how Barcelona lost to Inter Milan, but Yamal shown up. That's how you have to lose. Same way Mbappe lost in the World Cup to Argentina. Scored a hat-trick in the last El Clasico, to be fair. So that was the last one, the league one, right? So he performed in that one. But the rest of him, he didn't. Record, you getting caught offside and record him out. So I stand corrected. Last one he did. Yeah, because did he come off the bench? I swear he came off the bench. But yeah, the last one he did. But other ones he didn't. You got to stand up and be counted. Too many times you fly to the thief. Even in other games where Real Madrid lost, you drop points in La Liga. I watched a lot of Real Madrid last season. You didn't deliver. In particular, the first half of the season. Was, remember, we put out a statement talking about, I've arrived now type of thing. So, yeah. Flawless thoughts and El Hajju saying, this is for you, Carragher. Senegal, Carragher, this is for you, mate. This is in reference to Carragher's comments on AFCON. Love it. Notice how Carragher hasn't responded. Wonder why that is. It was a foolish comment. To say AFCON isn't a major is crazy work. To say AFCON is most continents international trophies are classed as majors. AFCON's a major, Copa America's a major, Euros is a major. Asia Cup, I would also put in the major as well. If there's one I'm missing, let me know. But they're the four that stick out to me. I don't know if there's any. Is there any other continent international trophies that I forgot? Flawless, do you believe the legendary club like your number 7 and number 14 ever loses their pressure? No. You'll always be under pressure playing for Manchester United Football Club. It's just added if you have a number 7 on your back, or the number 8, or the number 9, or the number 10, or an iconic number. Once you have that badge on the front of your shirt, it's all eyes on you. All eyes on you. And that's just what it is. And yeah, you can't be asked for 3 months of the season. It was terrible. It was terrible. And guess what? If he was good the first 3 months of the season, they probably win La Liga. And then we're having a whole different conversation about it. Sham says Gabriel described Rodrigo as a phenomenon and admitted he would like him at Arsenal. But which team do you see him joining if he left Real Madrid? Personally, I would like him at Liverpool if we sold Diaz. I ain't trying to see him in the league. Unless he's at Manchester United, I'm not trying, because I rate Rodrigo. I think he's a very, very good player. Very, very good player. Bear in mind, he's playing out of position as well. And we can talk about what he offers on the ball, technically what he'll give you. Because he not only can he go past the man with the ball at his feet, he can run past someone. He's direct as well. Skillful. Look at that. Great foil for others as well. He'll do all the ugly side of the game. You don't have to worry about impression and all them type of things also. Quick, direct, lovely agility, lovely balance, technically sound. You'd like to see him get more goals and assists, but he's being a foil for others. When you got Mbappe, Vinicius Jr., and Bellingham, someone got to create for them. They're all shoot first. So therefore, someone has to create for those three. And he does that. I think it was after the Atletico Madrid game, and Bellingham was talking to CBS, and him and I think he mentioned Rodrigo to Henry, and then Henry was like, "I'm glad you mentioned him," or vice versa anyway. And he was talking about how important he is. But because he don't get a bucket load of goals and assists, people will downplay it. Super important. They don't have the success they've had previously without him. Plays a key role in what they do. Key role. From the time Benz was there till up until now. Key role. Look at him in bigger games. I'm telling you. Super important. But where do I think he fits? PSG, I'm not going to lie. That fluid front three, the way they play, I think he fits PSG like a glove. Ask me your question again, Si, because I must have missed it. Yeah, you can have Kvara, Dembele, and him. They rotate. Why you see Barcola getting starts and that. Doué don't have to start every game. How old is Doué? Doué don't have to start every game. Options, people. Why not have Doué, Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, and him? Because he's better than anyone they've got off the bench. Better than anyone. I'm looking here. Yeah, Doué's 20 years old. Doué's how many starts did Doué get last season? How many starts did he get? Don't even tell me. Trying to see actually how many starts he had. Yo, Barcola coming off the bench. Come on now, what are we doing? Fucking Bradley Barcola. What is going on? Oh shit, did he start 31 matches first? Started a lot of games. But even still, my standpoint is still my point still stands. You don't have to start all that. Rotate. Well, shout out to Doué. Every single time. I just don't like the whole thing of people babying Rodrigo playing out of position, leave Madrid and show how good you are. My left wing, I hear it. I hear you. Most people think I don't rate Rodrigo because I don't praise him enough. I think he's quality. Godfrey says, thoughts on Højlund wanting to fight for his place if you land GYOKERES. Personally, you should realize that it's never going to work out at United. Absolutely, you should realize that, but then you're asking him to have self-awareness and self-reflection, and it's something that he's incapable of. Because why he'd want to stay at Manchester United, I have no idea. They're actively trying to replace you, and you want to stay. Why? Make it make sense. Makes no sense to me in the slightest. What was your question, Si? Ask your question again. Here we go. Flawless United linked with two different types of strikers, but you already have Xerxes. Where do you play him and will you sell him? I personally wouldn't sell him. He's not gonna play under this manager. So I don't look at him as a problem. This manager's not going to play him. Now, after the manager goes, because Amorim will eventually get sacked, that's a whole different conversation. And I think he's a very, very good foil and a very good link-up player for an Mbeumo and Acuna. Mbeumo, Acuna, and Xerxes works. Profile-wise, it works. They're great for him. He's great for them. The way he can control the ball and they can just run off him. 100%. Pass it into Xerxes, sticks, giving goals. That's their game. Like I was talking about Rodrigo being a pass-first player. That's Xerxes' game. He's a pass-first player. He's a link-up. He's trying to create. He's looking to get assists before he's looking to get goals. But as of right now, for Xerxes, he's not going to play. Same way with Mado, he's not going to play. So I'm saying bring in talent. Because that's what we need to do. It's back to vibes. Forget system. Forget being tactically astute. Forget being tactically great and well set up and a well drilled and well organized team. Manchester United just need to bring in talent and let that talent go out there on the pitch and win us games. Because with this manager, we're not getting them things I just mentioned. It's back to Ten Hag. It's back to Oli, where it's vibes and the talent is going to get us through. The reason why Ten Hag won them 2 trophies is because of talent. The reason why Amorim was able to reach a Europa League final, talent. So therefore, get as much talent through the door as possible. That's where I'm at with it. Get as much talent through the door as possible. That's what we need to do. Where we at? What time and how long you going to be live on the playback, bro? How long is Ballers League? How long is it? Is it a couple hours? Let me know, just if you don't know. Maybe someone else knows. Hey, I'm big up to Prime. And yes, here it is, the Clips channel, people. Sarcasm City TV Clips. Subscribe to the Clips channel, people. Sarcasm City TV Clips. We're 9 away, people. 9 away from 200 subscribers, people. 9 away from 200 subscribers. And wait, what? The final starts at 9:30. All right, just you know what? The main thing I want to watch is the creators versus the legends. I seen they got Dembele, JJ Okocha, all that stuff. When is that? But I don't know how long I'm going to be live on there for still. I didn't realize it's all 3 hours. But yeah. See what's what. How well do you think Alonso does at Madrid, especially with all the new signings? It seems Alonso is a very, very competent coach. So I think he'll do fine. It's just interesting to see whether he plays the back 3 or not. I don't know if he's going to do that. I'm not sure if he's going to do it. I don't know. But yeah, he's saying it's 9:30. When's the Legends versus the Creator matchup? That's what I want to know. I've not, but I've seen his tweet. Big up to LJ says, "Flawless, if you see Muntz crashing out on Trent's speech." No, but I've seen his tweet. I've seen him say Trent, yeah, and it was like 4 p.m. or something like that on Twitter. Hey, man. Be mad. I'll just let it go. But hey, each to their own, man. Each to their own. But guessing they're 8-ish. All right, Jez, I'll probably be live. I'm not going to lie, Jez, probably for a couple hours still. Because it starts at 6:30, I think. Let me double check this. I think it's 6:30. Let me have a look. So that's what I'm going to do. 1 second. Baller League. All right, let me have a look. Because they should have the live set up. Here we go. So the live set up for 6. Yeah. The live set up for 6. So I'll be live probably about 6:30. I don't think the game starts till like 6:30. So live on the playback, I'll be doing a Baller League. I will definitely be doing a Baller League watch along, people. Yes, LJ, I'm doing a Club World Cup as well. Yes. Club World Cup games, they'll also be live on the playback, people. So they will not be live here on the YouTube, live on the Sarcasm City TV playback, people. www.playback.tv/Sarcasm City TV. That's playback.tv/Sarcasm City TV. Or whatever phone you got, whatever device you're on, just download the Playback app from your app store. You create an account for free, sign up for free, and then you follow Sarcasm City TV. The same way you watch and comment on YouTube is the exact same on the playback. It's right there on the screen, people. Big up to Veta, man. I was watching Veta's show. It's a shame I had to start this show because I was watching Veta's show and I was super interested, man. I was locked into Veta's show, quality content creator. I was locked in. I almost started this late because I wanted to hear the rest of his show. So make sure you subscribe to Veta Games TV, people. But subscribe to go follow the playback. What is special about the playback stream? There's nothing special about it. It's where we do content. The same way we do content on the YouTube is the exact same as doing content on the playback. But it's just different content. So, for example, Club World Cup watch-alongs, you will not find here on the YouTube. They'll be live in the playback. NBA watch-alongs, you won't find them all here on the YouTube. They're on the playback. When the season starts back, Premier League watch-alongs, all the non-Manchester United watch-alongs over on the playback. Champions League watch-alongs, none of them on here, over on the playback. The list goes on. So that's why you lot need to get over to the playback if you're a Sarcasm City TV supporter and you like the channel. If you lot want more content, get over to the playback. Flawless, were you saying so many times Ruben will be sacked? Why? And do you think any of us will sack him? Yeah, they'll sack him simply because he'll be performing close to or worse than Ten Hag, and then the pressure will mount. There's only so much that talent can carry you. So we'll get to October, November, and I keep saying this. There'll be the split screen, there'll be a picture, and there'll be a split picture. And it will be Ten Hag on one side, it will be Amorim on one side, and then it will be the date, and it will be their matches played. It'll be matches played, wins, draws, losses, goals scored, goals against, goal difference, points. And when they do that, and Amorim's is close to, or Amorim's is close, his points total is close to it, or it's just above, or it's below, I'm telling you right now, the pressure gonna mount. So that's why they'll sack him. Results. That's why they'll get rid of him. 100%. See, like Alam said, playback streams are like barbershop. That's where it's less structured and it's more wild. Like we be chilling out over there, so it's less of that. So when I say less structured, but yeah, the conversations that I stop on here, like for instance, I'll put up the banner on here. There's no banner on the playback. There's no banner on the playback. So it's basically Sarcasm City TV, no filter. Word to my guy Charlie, no filter. Make sure you subscribe. But it's Sarcasm City TV unfiltered. Like Alam said, if you know about barbershops, people, you know barbershops. Trust me. There's no what's it called? There's no what's the word I'm looking for? There's no filter in the barbershop. That's what I'd say. To United May says, good evening, Flawless. My brother heard GYOKERES is off to Arsenal and now we're looking at Ekatike. Tell me the source, United Mace. I know we're both interested in GYOKERES, but I ain't heard he's off to Arsenal. I just heard interest. That's it. And shout out to my guy Alam every single time. Make sure you subscribe to Ronald Who Talk, his channel on here, and In the Motion Football as well. But anyways, we're going to close out, people. Big love to everyone that's locked in. Don't forget this show. All the other shows on the channel are available on all audio platforms as well. Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud. We'll be live in about 50 minutes over on the playback for Ballers League, people. I need to try and put a thumbnail together as well. So we'll be live over there. Club World Cup as well. That will be going, those watch-alongs will be going down on the playback. So if you want more content, it's over there. So what's he saying? What's CNN Portugal saying? That he's chosen Arsenal, or he's just interested? Can someone hit me with some quotes, please? What's the quote saying? And also, Saturday night with Inter Miami facing off against, I can't even pronounce that team's name. Some Egyptian side. Saturday night, that's early hours of Sunday morning, 1 a.m. We'll be doing that game. Keep an eye out on the community page also. And NBA Finals also, people. NBA Finals, Game 4. Obviously, we did Game 3 yesterday. Game 4, that'll be over on the playback. I'll probably do it on the YouTube as well. But Game 4, which is, Friday night. So, yeah, we'll be live for that too, people. We'll be live for that. Like I said here, people, if you want to see a madness, come to the Sarcasm City TV playback. Yeah. So this is what I'm saying, people. You got to take all these sources with a pinch of salt. So I do. Just wait, relax, and see what's happening. But Manchester United, according to reports, are in for Ekatike. We've also been linked to Osherman. And we're also interested in GYOKERES as well. So we'll see what's what. All right, I'm closing out. Let's see who's live. That's what I'm going to do. This thing just moving slow. Let me see who's live. Yeah, you know what? We're going to redirect to Rant's people. So put Sarcasm City TV raid in Rant's chat, people. He's live with Gunnar. Sarcasm City TV raid in his chat. This has been Sarcasm City Sports Q&A solo edition live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'll see you lot on the playback shortly. Salute.